Hello everyone. In this video we have the explanation of the fourth stanza of the poem An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum. In the third stanza earlier we had seen that the poet was aggressive or angry over the miserable or pathetic condition of the slum children. But in this last stanza of the poem, his tone or mood softens. He becomes softer. And here he addresses the authorities like the government, inspector or any other person who goes as a visitor to these schools. Let us read fourth stanza first. Unless governor, inspector, visitor, this map becomes their window, and these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs break open till they break the town and show the children to green fields and make their world run azure on gold sands. And let their tongues run naked into books, the white and green leaves open. History is theirs, whose language is the sun. So let us try to understand the first line. Unless governor, inspector, visitor, this map becomes their window. So he says these schools, the schools that exist in the slum area, they exist only for sake of name. They exist only for namesake. They have very poor infrastructure and are also ill-maintained. Hardly any teaching takes place in such schools. These schools come into action only when such people that he has addressed like governor, inspector or any visitor or comes on a round of the school. Therefore, in this particular line, he is appealing to these authorities, to these people in power, to these powerful people to make continuous efforts to improve the condition in schools. He requests them to keep on making efforts till this map becomes an achievable reality to them. Unless this map becomes their window. Window here refers to the vision of a better future of these children. And this map refers to the world map, the map of the outside world displayed in the classroom. So he is referring to those people and asking them to make persistent endeavors, continuous efforts. Unless this map, the map that is hanging there in the classroom, whatever is shown in that map becomes a reality, an achievable reality to the slum children also. So that they would also be able to see a developed world through their windows, which show only slums to them. So that they would also experience the beautiful world beyond the slum areas. So that they would also get opportunities and good education that they are deprived of. So this map will become their window only when the difference between the two worlds will be over. Only when they will be given equal opportunities and equal possibilities to live a good life. Only when they will also see their future in a better condition like the children in the world map. Only when they will be able to see a developed world through their window, through the window of their classroom, which shows only slums to them right now. So I hope you've understood the first two lines. Let us come to the second, later half of the line, second line. And these windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs. Catacombs are graves. You know, the graves doesn't let a dead body come out, you know. So shackles, the graves shackle a dead body. It doesn't let it come out. Likewise, these windows refer to the foggy windows, the windows that show only the slum areas. These foggy windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs, like graves. You know, slums shackle their lives. So these foggy windows that shut upon their lives like catacombs break open till they break the town. They should be broken. They should be, opened so that they can escape from their slum areas and experience the life of the town, of the developed cities outside the slum areas. So break or break open till they break the town. You know, these windows block their progress and hopes. So what does the poet want? He wants that these children should break those shackles, break those chains which bind them to these slums. Those restrictions should be overcome. Those limitations should no more be there. He wishes to break these shackles slum puts on them, so that they can have freedom, so that they will come out of all social and economic injustices. He also urges the people in power to help break the barriers that divide the society into haves, means the privileged people, and have-nots, means the underprivileged people, the slum. So, in this line particularly, the poet hopes that these children will break free from their dull, dark life of the slums. He appeals to those in power to liberate, to make them free, to help them become free, to liberate these children from the miserable slums, and he also appeals to help them escape from their slums, from the miserable and pathetic conditions of their lives, and achieve or fulfill their dreams. And show the children to green fields and make their world run azure on gold sands. Further, the poet refers to, or the poet, again he is referring to the powerful authorities, and he is asking them to help show a different world to these children. Help them to come out of the dirty, dingy huts of theirs, those small huts they are living in, those filthy slums they are living in, to escape from there and experience green fields, experience nature, experience gold sands, experience beautiful beaches. Let us understand the meaning of these two lines in detail. Azure means clear blue sky, deep clear blue sky. So, he in this line wants the children to be exposed to green fields and golden sands. The poet in these lines wants that these children should also be able to breathe in the fresh, beautiful and healthy environment away from the foggy slums. They should be able to bask in the freedom of the open green fields, which means the beautiful green or natural world created by God, and enjoy on the, run free on the golden sea beaches under the bright clear blue sky. He wants them to run freely, to be independent, to be exposed to the golden sea beaches, which are covered by the bright clear blue sky. So he visualizes freedom for these children. He wants a carefree life where they have the right to be happy. Green fields and gold sands symbolize such a carefree, happy life full of nature's beautiful things. And next line, let their tongues run naked into books. The white and green leaves open. First we'll do the first half part. Let their tongues run naked into books. These slum children should be able to enjoy the fundamental right of education. Tongues run naked into books means they should have the freedom to gain this right of education. They should be able to express themselves freely. Run naked into books means this. Otherwise, if they don't do this, if they don't get proper education, their lives will remain dark, narrow, unfulfilled and miserable. Thus, he wishes that these children should be exposed to the world of books. They should be educated so that they can break themselves free, means come out of from their slum world. The white and green leaves open. White refers to the pages of a book. Green refers to the nature, the clean environment. It may also refer to prosperity, good life, better future. So the white and green leaves open. Now I'd like to tell you, children, have you ever noticed your English books are mostly white and green in color? For example, if you're looking at this poem, if you have the book in front of you, the textbook in front of you, you would notice it is all white and green pages, white and green leaves, right? So somewhere he is referring to education. So in other words, we can see it means to say, he means to say that they should be able to learn not from the books alone, but also from the world, from the nature around them. History is theirs whose language is the sun. The poet finally ends his poem on a note of optimism or positivity. He wants opportunities to be made available to these children. He wants to give them possibilities so that they also stand equal to the people outside their slums. Because he feels that only those who are educated can transform the world. History is theirs whose language is the sun. We have to understand this. He feels that only those who strive for knowledge are the ones who create history. Only those who are let free are the ones who will create history. Only those who have the, remember this word, language is the sun, this phrase, and sun is very important. Let us try to understand what sun refers to. Only those who have the energy, brightness and warmth of the sun. So sun refers to the light of education, the light of knowledge. So only these people who have the energy, brightness and warmth of the sun can bring the social and economic injustice to an end. Only they can make efforts to escape from the slums and merge themselves into the world outside. Only those people who have the courage and determination to break free from the limitations of life, limitations of the slum areas, will make history, will create history. So he wishes that these children, these slum children, should have that courage, that grit, that determination to come out, to break the shackles of poverty, to break the limitations that the slum poses on them. Only then they will be able to rewrite their history with their own experiences, which will be clear and bright like the sun. You know, last line is very powerful. Last line of the poem is very powerful. He means that the people who make history are the ones who speak, think, feel and enjoy the sun. So I hope you also try to create history with your own experiences in life and be as bright and as clear as the sun. May you have the light of education and the light of knowledge to bless your lives for a better future. I hope you've understood the poem. In my next video, I'll be coming up with all the literary devices of this poem and the other value points, other important points. Till then, be happy. God bless.